Hey guys, what's up? This is Math Day, it's me once again, and yeah, welcome to another birthday aftermath video. I cannot believe I am 25 years old, and yes, still a fan of Bluey, still got the Bluey room. That's not going to change. Sorry if it makes you feel uncomfortable. It really shouldn't, because it's a lot more than, well, yeah, just don't worry. I have an apartment, I have work, I still live as a regular adult. But, nobody's going to listen because we're living in a society where, bad things have been going on, which I'm not going to get into because this video is not about that. It's about, showing off the things that I got, telling you how my birthday went, which it went very well. I went out of town for a few days. Me and my dad went up to the mountains just before heading back for the rest of my birthday. We tried getting a good view of the mountains, except instead of making it feel like we were having a really good view, it made it feel like I was making a wrong turn and ending up in Silent Hill, which is very appropriate since there's a new Silent Hill game coming out this week. But hey, other than that, we did have quite a bit of fun. We went to the really big, massive gas station known as Buc-ee's, which has it feels less like a convenience store and more like, I don't know how to put it, but there's a lot of food. There's a lot of merchandise. I actually do have a piece of merchandise right here. Yeah, Buc-ee's. But yeah, the prices were actually really good. They have really cheap food, but yeah. It's not the only thing I got. They also have a good selection of Bluey themed merch, which I'm about to show off. But before getting into that, I also, while we were at the mountains, we did go see a few movies. We were originally going to see Him together, but since I heard the movie was supposed to be not so good, I decided to see it by myself. And yeah, it's not so good, unfortunately, and I was really hoping it would. But that's okay. To make up for it, we went to go see a bunch of classic movies that were being re-released in the theater throughout the month. We saw Psycho and Saving Private Ryan, both phenomenal experiences on the big screen. There are also some that I saw by myself, like Pan's Labyrinth. Last night, just before the last thing I did for my birthday was A Clockwork Orange. Again, very, very fantastic experience, despite the fact that there was a lot of, not so settling stuff going on in that movie. But hey, it's still a classic. But yeah, went back home. We went to Olive Garden for dinner. Then we had cake and all just before going to see the movie. But yeah, we had a really good time. And yeah. With all that being said, let's get into the things that I got. Let's get into the Bluey stuff. Get that out of the way first. But yeah, I got this, I don't know, this kind of travel neck pillow. Yeah, there's a button snap thing here. You put it around your neck. I don't think it's going to fit me, but I don't know. It kind of fits okay. But yeah, it's nice to have a travel pillow because you never know where you're going to go. Kind of wish I had this while I was traveling, but that's okay. Also got this little bingo cup, which of course there's a Bluey one, which I have in my Bluey themed room. So yeah. Then some more. I also got these ornaments. I'm not sure if I have these ones already, but it's always good to have more Bluey themed ornaments. Actually, I'm trying to find them. I'm not sure if you can see it that well, but I could just take it out of the plastic, but I think I'm going to wait till, Christmas comes around. Also, the one thing I got at Buc-ee's is, it's called, Best Friend Bluey. It's kind of like the, the talking plush toys mixed with, the regular figures that you get. I'm not sure how this turns on. How does it turn on? Is there a switch or something? I don't know. I could take it out of the package, but I don't know. I'm gonna leave it in there for now. Eventually, I'll probably take it out and show you guys what it does. But yeah. This is a game that we all remember from our childhoods. Chutes and ladders, but with Bluey. Of course, it takes a lot of inspiration from the episodes, making it its own game of shoots and ladders. Excuse me. But yeah, I don't know if they decide to make more Bluey board games. I'll probably do another playing Bluey board games for absolutely no reason video. Then over here we get to the Halloween stickers, because Halloween's coming up, so of course they would have to make more Halloween stickers. There's Bluey and her friends. There's Indy as a witch. There's Honey as a ghost. You can tell it's Honey because of her glasses. Then there's Snickers and Rusty, and we get to another one. There's Honey as a ghost again. We got Lucky and Rusty as Frankenstein monsters. Bluey and Mackenzie as vampires, and yeah. Speaking of, I just so happened to ran to Target because my mom gave me a $100 Target gift card. I found this, which is a trunk or treat decorative thing, which is cool because we did trunk or treat last year, filled it up with Bluey stuff because I was dressed as Bandit again. But yeah, and then over here we get to these talking plushies. What's really cool about these ones is they talk to each other if you press on one of their bellies. Watch.
Bingo! That's an idea! So rude!
Yeah, that's really cool. I'll post it again. Yeah, one more.
Can you play a game with me? Ooh, I know a game we can play! Onesie! Hooray!
Let me tell you something. If you still judge me for owning this stuff, see the episode where these are based off of. It's called Onesies, obviously. But yeah, just watch the episode. You might think that's a bad idea, but it's not. I mean, it kind of will if you might get traumatized for it. But hey, it was made up for a few episodes later. But look, it's not just what you think. But I know I'm saying that because I'm still getting comments about that. I still am. But yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna save that for later. But here is another Bluey ornament. Yeah, and then we got this one, the whole family. Yeah. And over here we got some Bluey walkie-talkies. Also something that I used to use a lot as a kid, walkie-talkies, but now we have our cell phones. And last but absolutely, positively not least, I had mentioned before how I wanted a plush toy of Jack. They did say that one was going to be released, but it's kind of hard to find right now because it's not fully out everywhere. But lo and behold, I was lucky enough to go to a Target and they got him. They got a Jack plush. I never thought this day would actually come. But it's there. It's right here. It's official. The people who have been working on the show have been listening to what the fans want in terms of new merchandise. So I really got to thank him for that because this is cool. I never thought this would actually come. Man, Lecter's getting jealous because I'm focusing on the Jack toy, but I can focus on you later. Right now, I gotta do this video. But yeah, that's it for the Bluey stuff. Let's get into the non-Bluey stuff. One thing I really needed to get, even though it's kind of expensive, pretty much anything from Nintendo is expensive, but my mom got me a Switch 2 Pro controller because I know I'm gonna need it just in case I get the Joy-Con drift for Switch 2. That was the one feature that we wanted removed, but no. As far as I know, it's still added in, and we're gonna have to spend loads of money just to replace them. But I'm not here to talk about Nintendo and the fact that their prices have. I'm not here to talk about that. But the point is, yeah, it almost looks like the Switch 1 controller, but I don't know. I'm looking forward to trying it out. Okay, and of course, physical media, because I'm always going to continue to collect that. First off, we got Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind on 4K. I know this is going to look absolutely stellar in 4K. What can I say? It's one of Jim Carrey's. No. It is Jim Carrey's best film, in my opinion. I need to watch this movie more often. And then over here, we get to Xenoblade Chronicles X. I already finished, or I already played through the first 3 games, but never got around to playing Xenoblade Chronicles X, even though I do have it for the Wii U. The thing is, my Wii U doesn't really work anymore, so it's nice to know that, they did put it out on the Switch just like I was hoping for. So, yeah. And then over here, I'm so happy this has a 4K release. Hopefully they'll release. Well, I can't really get my hopes up because Disney, they've just been, focused more on Disney Plus. Well, they got to do something because people have been canceling their subscriptions lately. I'm not going to say why, because this isn't about that, but whatever. Lilo and Stitch, the original. They had to put this on 4K eventually because, Stitch, you can't go wrong with Stitch. And look, I didn't think the remake was that bad. I definitely think it's much more bearable to get through than Snow White. I don't really need to get into all that, but hey, I'm curious to see what they'll do for the sequel. I'm just hoping they do something to redeem Jumbo, because that was the one thing that got me mad the most. I know the biggest thing people got mad about was the way it ended. I get why, but I'm more mad at the fact that, well, again, I explain more in my review, but let's get into the original. Well, I don't really need to get into it because it's the original Lilo and Stitch. You can't not love the original Lilo and Stitch, and I'm sure this is going to look stellar in 4K. Hopefully one of these days they'll think about doing Emperor's New Groove on 4K, or maybe Tarzan. I'm not going to get my hopes up, but yeah, it's nice to know they put Lilo and Stitch on 4K. Alright, next up we get to one of the best horror films of the year, Bring Her Back on 4K. This new packaging that A24 has been doing, I don't know, it's pretty interesting, though I will say the backs are a little bit, dull compared to, the standard 4K packaging that you see in most movies. But hey, nonetheless, all I really care about is the movie. And yeah, this is definitely one to check out. And we keep the A24 train continuing on with Warfare, one of my favorites of the year. Yeah, this was such a deep film, and yeah, it's very unsettling, but it's a lot more than your titular war film. But yeah, you gotta watch it for yourself. It's excellent. All right, and we move on to one of the best zombie movies of all time, Train to Busan. I've been wanting to get the 4K of this for quite some time because I love this movie, but haven't gotten around to doing so. It's nice that I got it for my birthday because, yeah, wow, this movie, it's a masterpiece. And you cannot say you've seen the greatest zombie films of all time if you haven't seen Train to Busan. It's terrific. Probably one of the best foreign horror films out there too. Yeah. All right, so we get to a movie that I've never actually seen before, but yeah, The Abyss. I know when it comes to James Cameron releasing his movies on 4K, they don't really look all that sharp, but hey, it contains the original Blu-ray or the extra Blu-ray just in case. But yeah, if I turn it on and it looks absolutely abysmal, then I will change it to the Blu-ray. But this includes the theatrical version and special edition. Yeah, yeah, but The Abyss, I would say more about it, but again, I haven't seen this movie, but I heard it's really, really good, and I heard the director's cut is also really, 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 really good as well. So, yeah, but if you saw my Blu-ray collection video, then you'll know that I own a lot of movies that I haven't watched yet, so don't get your hopes up that I'll be watching this anytime soon, especially since I got so many games coming out to play. So, yeah. Next up is a movie that I never owned, but I have seen, is Starship Troopers. Again, this is a movie I've been wanting to get for quite some time because, the Blu-ray or the 4K is quite cheap. So, yeah, eventually needed it. So, yeah, but Starship Troopers, a really, really fun movie. And then we get to a movie that I really wish I saw in the theater because it was playing in the theater, but I didn't get to seeing it. But after watching it, I really regret my decisions. When Evil Lurks. I forgot, when did this come out? Was it 2020, 2023? Yeah, but not a whole lot of people talked about this when this first came out. I mean, it was loved by many, but yeah, this is a possession movie, right? Yeah, possession movie that you really got to check out. It's absolutely disturbing, but in the best possible way. And yeah, this is gonna look really gruesome in 4K, I bet. All right, next up we got Neja. I did get a very helpful comment saying that the movie was out or the movie was available to watch for free on YouTube with ads. But I really enjoyed the movie so much that they got me the 4K because this gives me hope that the second movie will also be in 4K, which I think is even better than this. But hey, both movies are definitely worth checking out. This one is a very good setup to a new franchise that would become an absolute phenomenon. But yeah, Neja. All right, and next up is a movie that I thought would never get a 4K release. The third movie has a 4K release, but they never put this out on 4K until now. The Conjuring, the first R-rated movie I ever saw in the theater, and yeah, this movie. I said this in my review for the fourth movie that this movie is very important to me because it's it's the first horror movie I saw in the theater, the first R-rated movie I saw in the theater, and I was just watching it over and over again at such a young age, but. Yeah, there are times where it doesn't really feel like it's like the sequels after this definitely feel more R-rated, or at least the latest one does feel more R-rated. But regardless, it's R-rated because it's terrifying, and it is. I wasn't scared of it when I saw it in the theater, but I'm not really scared of most horror movies. I watch them purely for entertainment. But hey, they can still be scary even if you aren't scared. You can just think, yeah, I can definitely see why people are terrified by this. It's definitely more like that. Okay, next up is a movie that I didn't actually get for a gift, but I saw it in Target. This was a movie I've never seen, and I know there's a 4K release of this, but come on, it was lying there in Target, and they don't have the Blu-ray shelf anymore, but they do have the clearance section. I just saw this laying there. It was a movie that I never saw before, but yeah, I decided to pick it up. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I never actually watched this movie before. But yeah, there is supposed to be a 4K release, but I decided to just get this because, well, again, it was lying there on Target, and I never saw it before, and physical media, it still needs more attention because of, I don't need to get into it because I've already made a video on that, but yeah. And last, but absolutely not least, is a game I absolutely needed after I finished it, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I needed this game. After finishing the game on Game Pass, I just knew that I needed the game. And I'm glad that I got it for my birthday because, wow, this game it is a masterpiece. Masterclass in turn-based RPG, a masterclass in storytelling. It's a game that feels finished, which it pretty much was. There's not a part to the story where it feels like something is just missing, or it just feels like there's an empty space between the storyline that we have to wait for DLC later on, because that's not what this game is going for. It's a fully finished game with a fleshed out story, great characters, great combat. We need more games like this. Not more live service games and more broken, unfinished games that you'll have to pay for more content later on. But games like this. And it's been hard for another game to top this one for me. But yeah, but hey, there's still so many other games coming out by the end of the year. Will it make up for that? Will it top this? I don't know. I have my doubts, but we'll just have to see. But yeah, that's it. I can't believe I'm 25 and I'll be 50 in the next 25 years. Oh man, what have I been doing with my life? Just being online and just doing this throughout my life. Do I regret my choices? Sometimes, but hey, I'm glad I can make some good entertainment for you guys. I mean, it's not really entertaining to watch a guy talk to a camera, giving his thoughts on movies and games and stuff, but hey, it's nice that I can do these for you guys and still get some positive feedback once in a while. Not all the time, but hey, I do get it once in a while, and I really do appreciate it. But yeah, anyways, that is it for this. I got to put all this stuff away, which is usually my least favorite part in videos like this. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and maybe subscribe for more. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, or maybe Blue Sky. Links are in the description. And I'll see you guys later. Word out. Thank you.